morning. Well, it's around 9:30 in the morning, and the plan for today is simple. I'm trying to attempt to drive all the way to the northern part of Kenya, which is the region around, let's say, around Turkana and those regions up there, Now here's the thing. I said I'm attempting simply because I'm not sure if I'm going to make it. But I mean, you can't blame a guy for trying. Because obviously there are so many things that can go wrong. And here's the thing. The place is, the reason I'm saying that is the place is far. And a little not secure in some kind of a way, because we have a lot of bandit activities happening in the region. So apparently that is just one of the reasons, and there are so many other reasons about it. But currently, as we all know, the government actually tried to deploy KDF, the Kenya Defense Forces, to the region, at least to ensure that the place is, the security is not compromised that much, but it's not like it's guaranteed. The second thing is the fact that we are driving a very old car, a car that's probably 50 years plus, and there are so many things that can also go wrong because it's an old car, and things can break down, things can go wrong. But I'm positive. We are fingers crossed, toes crossed as well. So I think it's fair for me to introduce the car to you guys before we proceed, and at least for you to just have a quick walk around the car to get a slight idea on what we are dealing with. So that's just what I'm gonna do in a sec. Now, okay, this is the car that we're going to use for this trip. This guy is basically let's say around 50 or so years old. So it's a 1970s, early 70s Volkswagen Beetle. This specific one is a SuperBeetle. Those ones came with a little, quite a few changes compared with the normal Volkswagen Beetle. But body-wise, looks, the engine, they share so many things. It's just a Beetle like any other. Just a Super Beetle. So here is how the car looks. So let me just give you a quick tour. Oh, I've got a flood, something wrong with that. I'll just get that checked in a few. So this is how the car looks from outside. This is how it looks, and yeah, it's a small car. It's a pretty old car. So that's how it looks from the outside. We have the luggage compartment at the front, so we don't have the engine here, like most people, most cars, I mean. So that is an extra tank for some extra capacity. An extra spare wheel. Then some oil, of course, it's an old car, and some few things that, you know, it's just advisable to have. The other thing, everything else just looks stock. I haven't touched anything. Now this is one of the things that makes this interesting. This car basically has got the engine at the rear and not at the front like the usual one. Well, I'm still showing you how the car looks from the outside. Now, there's something interesting to note about this specific model. It doesn't have the engine at the front, as I have clearly shown you guys. The front is where we keep the luggage. So nyuma, at the rear, this is where the engine is. So let me just open the power band for you guys to, you know, see whatever that we are packing. It's not something to scare you. Okay, here we go. We've got a 6 in a row ready to tow. Nope. not a 6-burner. Anyway, this is an air-cooled engine. It's a flat 4 engine designed from the early 30s. If you read a small history about the Volkswagen, you get to know more about that. So this one is a boxer engine, or an air-cooled flat 4. And by air-cooled, that means we don't use water. We don't use water or air-cooled or coolant for cooling. This thing basically has got a fan behind the alternator. There's a shaft that goes all the way to the fan at the back, and the fan sucks in air and blows the air to the cylinders just to cool the car as it goes. So it's a simple car. In this specific car, simple car to say the least. Now, we don't have those complicated things in most of the modern cars, like digital juice shooters. Don't have digital juice shooters in this one. Just a carburetor that mixes the fuel and air, and that's it. All it needs is just some little of balancing to get to the right point or the right mixture. So that is basically how the engine looks. It looks small, but this specific one is a 1.6. It's a 1600cc, so it's not as small as it seems. It's quite big. So something to note about this specific engine, this engine doesn't like hills. Hills make this thing become so hot and slow. So ukiona milima mingi unajua ile kitu that thing is about to happen. I can't say what exactly that is, but it's a pretty little thing. The engine runs. I can arguably say it's one of the most mass-produced engines, because it came in so many models, from those late 1930s up to even other countries manufacture these engines, these cars, like Mexico, Brazil, and South Africa, just to name the list. So that's how the engine looks. And, it's not much, but I'm sure it will take us there. Yeah. Now, let me show you how the car looks from the inside. It's still an ongoing project, so it's not a complete one. Just look at him now, not doing any okay. Now this is my cockpit, and this is how it looks like from the captain's side. I have a small tachometer where inatuambia revs. I kept everything stock. This one is it's a clock. It's basically in miles per hour. So ukiona hiyo 100 miles per hour, that is around that should be around 160. 160. Then this is our charger. Charges are all phone. This is a stereo. These are some cold wind, or ice cube juice, as they say it, as they call it. So this one is just to cool if you're in a hot environment, and because the car basically doesn't have any AC. And an extra compartment, you can keep your luggage. Okay. Now this one is my charging system. This one is a voltage monitor. It monitors the real-time voltage. And this is how the car looks on the inside. Of course, right now we are fully packed, so can't really show much after that. But that's just basically it. So it's fair to say, let's just jump right into it and get on our way, because time is not on our side, and it's already late. So we are not even 1 hour into the drive. We've done like 20 kilometers so far. Niko hapa karibu na Westlands. And the car suddenly just went off. So I just went back there to check and see what could be the problem. But as I'd shown you previously, the cab was just leaking and pouring fuel in. I think there was a problem to do with the shut-off valve, the one that shuts off ile inakwanga, the one that is usually above the floater valve. So that one, turns out it wasn't closing, so fuel was just passing through into the cab. So that was one of the reasons the car just went off all of a sudden. And then the carburetor was loose. So I've just tightened the cab, tightened it in place. Then the other thing, while checking the cab, I just had sparks. So I just looked at the wire that goes straight to the alternator. Apparently that wire had, over time, it's an old car. That wire is one of the things that I've never checked, honestly. So apparently that wire was naked and it was touching the fan shroud. So I was getting shorts. I was even worried that maybe my electronic distributor had been toast. But luckily it wasn't. So I just did some, wrapped it with some tape. Then I tightened the cab. There was a lot of fuel that had actually gone into the manifold, so I didn't have any other thing to do, but I was just forced to start numerous times, and it finally did start. So that is our first breakdown. So let's hope for a little, less of that. That's not interesting. Anyway, I even forgot to fuel up, so we're just gonna look for a petrol station where we can fuel up, then just start the journey officially. See ya. Pole bana, kalikuwa kamekwama.
Naona huko kamelala.
Lakini kamenguruma finally. Uko aje lakini? Kupoa. Na tembea kidogo western huko sasa. Kameleta shida. Anyway, sawa, asante bana, pole kufungia gate man. Acha mimi hata ndo naenda.
Bado nimekwama, sasa utakushughulikia?
Hapana, nishashughulika, iko sawa.
Bado?
Iko sawa, iko sawa. Hata nitungurumisha naweza.
Bado imelala tu.
Acha nisikie.
Unasema tayari?
Amen. Tayari? Imeisha yote?
Imelala.
Yote? Apparently we still have a flat tire, so I think we better go check it out. So turns out there's a big problem with the tire. It's just toast, so I think that is one of the things I should sort out. So far so good. I've managed to sort out the puncture, but the girl was trying to overcharge me. Now it's time to fuel up. I had even forgotten to fuel up. So fuel up, then just hit the road. Connect to unit on the back. Fuel up, then hit the road. Niaje? So nike full tank. Full tank. Meja? Oh, so ilikuwa na fuel. So the rest we gonna put this one, some extra capacity. Okay. Huku imejaa kabisa. Sawa. Jaza huku.
Nifike 40 ama endelea?
Endelea tu. 38 liters. Normally I feel maybe I'm gonna fuel ingine. Fill it to the brim. Okay. Anza funga hii. So hiyo 20 liters pia imejaa. Okay. So shida tu sasa ni hiyo bei Mimi najiamini naweza pasua kuni huko nyuma. Pesa ikataa na pasua kuni mpaka kesho. So how much is it? Currently it's 12,762 filled up with 58 liters. Okay. So far so good. We have filled up our tanks. I had an extra 20-liter tank just to improve on our capacity, and the other tank is supposed to be around 45 liters, but so far we filled around 58 liters, so that should be fine for the whole trip. So ni kuingia tu kwa njia, then we just put some windscreen time on this thing, just put some mile on it. So I'm fingers crossed. I don't think there's any other issues because we fixed the puncture and we are good. We're just good to go. If we can get to Kwanzia, then we're good to go. So far so good. Minor setbacks, hata tujaanza safari. We are somewhere in Ngemi, and I felt like my drive shafts were, I just needed them checked. So there's a guy here who does Volkswagen stuff, so apparently I just came here and told the guy to check it out for me. And that's what he's actually doing. So just tightening the drive shafts because I need those ones tight and in place. Then afterwards, just gonna be a smooth sailing all the way. Hey. A quick stop. There's a friend of mine who's insisted on seeing me off. He also drives a Beetle. His name is Kibe. So this is his car. Today he's driving it's a Datsun 1200 120Y, but he also has got a 1200 Volkswagen Beetle. So basically this is it. It's just a goodbye, seeing a guy off. So far, so good. Kibe vipi bana? probably an accident. Whoa, 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 that's bad. That's bad, that's bad. My understanding, Nairobi-Nakuru highway is one of the most dangerous roads in this country because there's a lot of, issues with drivers. Most of them just tend to drive like crash test dummies. Anyway, so far so good. The whole thing is performing well. So we are just now going almost to this place called to the bay. This is where if you wanna have some good nyamcho. One of the best places you can have some nice nyamcho. But wasted a lot of time, so I'm leaning towards pushing a little further. Maybe I should have a few minutes break in anywhere around Nakuru town. But for now, yes, I'll just have to push. Well, I feel I should just probably give it a break. Then maybe buy some water, some a drink or something of that sort. But I'm not going to have any heavy meal. I think a drink or
Nyama niko nako fresh kabisa hapa hivi moja mchana na soda yako mbili. Soda yako hizi kama fresh.
Kidogo tu natafuta space.
Heshima yako dadi, ni promote.
Natafuta space. So what happens is wanauza, they sell meat, roasted meat, nyamcho. Anyway, let me just find a joint. Let me find a joint, then I'll give it a few minutes break. Then we'll continue. So my plan was basically to just at least try as much as possible if I can get a quick stop over at Kitale, the better. If I can manage to pass Kitale, even better. So, and I'm quite far, not quite far, I'm very far away, so I'm just hoping for the best. Anyway. That was quite a meal. So far so good. Namalizana na kula, done with the eating. Now just hitting the road and putting more miles on this thing. So far the engine is perfect. No leakages, no expensive sounds. I don't hear any expensive sound like knocking and stuff, so that means we are good. We are good to go. So from where we are, I think it's just a matter of few minutes. I'll be in Nakuru town. Then after Nakuru town, I'm not gonna stop even for a minute. I'm just shooting direct to Eldoret. Probably that's why I might stop for a few minutes. But before Nakuru town or after Nakuru town, I'm not going to make any breaks. So wish me luck. I've crossed my fingers. Anyway, so I don't think there's any other thing that I can give in terms of information because the road from Nairobi to Nakuru is just obvious. Now something to note, we don't have seat belts. I've just realized we don't have seat belts on this thing. And I've been learning and saying every time I need to put those seat belts back after all that period, because once I started restoring the car, it's a matter of disassembling everything. So assembling everything back once the car is again together is something that tends to become a problem, because some of these things they tend to get lost or misplaced, and yeah, so I don't have seat belts. Kindly don't drive without seat belts. It's not safe. But now that I've realized I don't have seat belts and we are already in Nakuru, we are not going back. That one I can promise you. And we can just try to be as safe as possible. Better safe than sorry. So don't drive without seat belts. We are now past Nakuru. Now doing a proper hill climb. This is where I know this guy is going to strain, because this is the ultimate test to that old air-cooled engine. It doesn't like hills. These uphills make this thing go just hot and slow. But I'm just going to be gentle with it. I'm not in a rush, so I'm just gonna be gentle with it. Here we go. Gentle with it. Gentle with it. If you want to go far with a Volkswagen Beetle, the one that has got its original engine, then you should try as much as possible to avoid those high revs. Keep the revs below 3,000 or 3,500. From there on, you will have some guarantees. But they always say it's like the moment it starts dancing with the devil, the engine will perform like never before. It will outperform so many cars. But when you get at home and switch it off, I'm telling you tomorrow you won't kick it, and you won't kick it back to life tomorrow. That will be the end of it. Nafika home guy mekufa na ndio. Anyway, the hill climb is just perfect. The speed is decent. So, I mean, I'm a happy guy. Yeah. So this is the famous Salga stretch. There have been so many cases of accidents happening at this stretch, this specific stretch. And in my opinion, since it's just a straight road all through to the other end, it's like a 10-kilometer stretch. But accidents have been happening here for the longest time. In fact, if someone hears about Salga, I mean, it's just something that, you know, brings up maybe sad or bad memories, because I also lost one of my friends in a bus accident somewhere around here. So I think what happens, most drivers tend to miscalculate the, you know, because the stretch is just a straight stretch, but somehow those going towards the Eldoret side seems like a small incline. So in my opinion, I think most people tend to misjudge, or they just tend to assume the other cars coming from the other side are coming slow, because it's you know, when you're going down, you tend to assume the other car coming the other way, they're just going up, so there's a high chance they'll be slow, but that's not the case. So hapa watu wengi wamekufa sana. So many guys have died here. So yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, so when you are using this stretch, I advise you to be careful and be patient. Don't be in a hurry, because there are so many cases of accidents. They are happening. Even if you ask the cops, just to, you know, it's a hot spot, it's a black spot. But if you look at it the way we are just seeing it, it doesn't seem like it doesn't seem much more of a black spot. Then the other thing, there are usually cops hiding somewhere. You can easily find some cars parked on the other side. Cops are usually hiding there with speed guns. go past 50 at some stretch. They pick you up at the end down there. That's where you'll be face your rat. Their rat. Yeah, anyway. So
Undo mechanical wa power.
yeah. Okay, so far so good. I've got loose drive shafts again. I can't go in there. We've got someone to help me out with tightening the drive shafts, just to ensure that we are in position. But we are at Salga, so progress is good. We're just hoping for the best. So apparently this wheel was constantly getting hot and locking up. So what we did, we just closed this one by just hitting this pipe here. Then we closed something on this one, so there's no circulation of brake fluid to this side. So currently I'm just using brakes on 3 wheels because now it was getting messy. Not bad, but good brakes. The situation has improved. This place is called Sachangwan, and there is a very sad story behind this place. What happened, people used to siphon fuel from overturned trucks. Then this specific group, what happened, one went to disconnect the batteries from the truck. I think when those terminals the terminals produced some sparks, and then they ended up getting burned. It was just as bad as it can get. So many guys died, almost 100 from the same community. You can imagine the loss those guys went through. So that is the memorial for that place, and has been there for quite some time. Beautiful, beautiful. This road is just amazing, to say the least. Very beautiful scenic route. Bella Vista. Funny enough, it's ice cold. Climbing lane 150 meters. That guy's messed up my momentum. Now I have to give it some beans. Give it some beans. It's time to be generous with some beans. So good. We've passed Molo town. We are almost at a place called Timboroa. Timboroa. This is the junction that goes to Kisumu. If you are supposed to go to Kisumu, you use that one. That's it. So yesterday I didn't update you guys on what happened. I managed to push it all the way to Kitale town, and this is the place that I managed to get somewhere to sleep. Just a basic room. We're not looking for something 5-star or anything of that sort. In fact, right now luxury is not anywhere in our vocabulary. So I got here, traveled all the way, got here, and the plan for today is basically easy. Just gonna check out the car for the basic, checkups, then hit the road. Got almost 400 kilometers again today, and it's the most dangerous stretch, so wish me luck. So yesterday at night I noticed the engine wasn't idling, so in the morning I've opened up the cab, and clear as I had actually thought, we have a lot of sediments at the bottom, so that means there's a lot of dirt in the fuel. So I'm just basically going to remove the cap and clean it, because it's the only way I can do it. I don't have any extra fuel filter. In fact, guys advised me to carry a Severon, but I left, the moment I left I didn't want to go into town. So let us get this guy out of here. I'd actually opened it. So, this is how dirty, I don't know if you can see it on GoPro, but that's how dirty the cab is. So I'm just gonna start cleaning it, and I've devised a way to just suck the dirt out of the place with this bottle. This is the dirty fuel. Guy, it's really dirty. Really dirty. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. Wow. So I'll just get right into it, finish cleaning up, fit it back, then see if there is any change. I'm also going to remove the fuel filter, then just clean it as well, because I don't have any other. So that's pretty much the
right hivi. Hiyo mafuta unaiona.
Hapo.
Na hiyo lami straight. Hapo pande ile kama mlima inaitwa Bendera. Unaingia mkono left. Sawa?
Sawa. That guy back there was just asking if I'm selling the car. Of course, no one sells the classic car. So, I don't know if you guys who own cars, it's a normal thing to you, but personally, I'm always meeting guys who are willing to, always ask if I'm selling it. Anyway, let us hit the road. Place called on the outskirts of Kapenguria town. So I decided to have breakfast because I'm not sure if there are places that can provision or places where I can get buy food. So I chose to have breakfast here. So here's what you're having: just tea, chapo, and a piece of banana. And here is a friend. So it's just by the roadside. It's a nice joint, cool breeze. There's even a butchery, fruits and all that. So it's a nice joint. I'm gonna take a quick one. Just get straight back on the road. So I've had some nice breakfast. Now we are just back on the road and taking it. So the plan is to try as much as possible if I can just do about those about 250 or 200 kilometers non-stop, unless it's really necessary. So that's it. Then the other thing about bandits being around, been told the place, the security has improved, so we don't even need escort cars, police escort, because that was one of my biggest worry. But what happens, they advise people to travel in groups, and as you can see, I don't have anyone that I can go with, because I just find myself to be alone most part of this road. There are no much traffic, so yeah. That is nice. So the advice is to travel in groups, but I don't have anyone that I can go with. So most probably just follow any tracks that I might find, especially when we get some place called wish us luck. Wish us luck. Everything is okay. The engine is fine. After tinkering with the carb a little, it's performing exceptional. I mean, it's just beautiful. But there might be something with the idling. So far so good. Just pedal to the metal. Okay, not really pedal to the metal. Let's just get some windscreen time. Okay, here we go. The place has got some very beautiful landscapes. I don't know if GoPro is doing it any justice, but hey, this place is just beautiful. Oh, again, people didn't prepare me for the kind of hills. What? This place has got massive hills, massive hills. So for those who don't know, this place is a black spot. It's called, I don't know the name, but basically we are approaching Kamatira. For those who don't know, my name is Matira. Matira is Kamatira. I mean, so I underestimated that it's not okay when you're going back to Kitale, it's a hill climb, but the downhill from Kapenguria, the major black spot, I underestimated it, and as it turns out my brakes have overheated, and as I had actually told you guys earlier, I'm using 3 brakes, so it has put so much strain on my brakes. So in as much as I have discs at the front, I think it's time to just give it some few minutes to let the car cool down, because there is still an incline. I'm supposed to, no, look at how bad. I see the smoke. I don't know if you can see the smoke. It's that bad. Thing is smoking. So just had to pull over and let this guy cool down, because what? This is too much. So if you are going downhill, ensure you engage the right gear. Even besides that, already the car, I'm very loaded. I have so many things loaded inside it, so I don't think it's wise going on with the trip. So I prefer, let me just take a quick 30 minutes break or a 20 minutes break to let the discs and the drums cool, then I can resume. I mean, this place you know, this place is interesting. So to maybe get a rough idea of where we've come from, Uko juu, that's where we've come from, and it's just meandering down. And you can see we're still going down. So these guys have got a right of way. They were just chilling on the road. So Hi, baby. You're taken or taken for granted? So Pokot. Hili ile tunafanyaga bana. Jamaa bana zimebeba naogopa. Haya, mimi hata mimi nitakula. Ini moja moja. So our quick break is over. I was just having lunch. Wanakunywa maji mazee na hizo some bread. Those buns we shared with the boys. We are now friends. So then we just push forward. At least it was a 10-minute break, but worth it. Okay. So I've made a quick stopover. There's a couple who has asked me to stop because I think it's the escort. Okay. So guys are checking out the car. Gari imekufurahisha? Jamango, what's your name bado? Unaitwa nani?
Naitwa Mvuvia, mimi ni enthusiast.
He's a classic enthusiast.
Classic enthusiast. Hata mimi niko na yangu. Nimekuwa na Karina.
Hiyo Beetle, hiyo normal. Beetle yako ni size gani? Your Beetle, what's the engine size?
Yangu. Sijakuwa interact sana na
there's a 12, 13, 15.
So, niko nayo nikalikuwa kama mzee.
Kama mzee.
Kanafanya poa. Sasa nilikuwa nimesikia, I was looking for advice, nikaambia niweke engine ya Subaru, niweke engine.
Unaweza weka Subaru, it's
is this an original one?
Yeah, this is the original one.
Yes, an original engine.
Yes.
Cream.
Thank you.
Karibu sana. Nakaa kwa smart sana. Carburetor unatumia gani?
Carburetor ni 30 pick 4.
Wow. Kama umetoka kuifanyia service.
Hapana, kwanga hivyo, umetoka Nairobi.
Umetoka Nairobi? Unaweka mpaka aircon?
Hiyo ni alternator.
Alternator?
Alternator. This one, press ile nani inaitwanga aje? Generator to alternator.
Generator to alternator. Is it? Volkswagen Beetle. Where to now?
Lodwar. Yeah.
You're going to Lodwar?
Yeah.
And then back?
Yeah. It's Lodwar and back. I've never been there, so.
You've never been to Lodwar?
Imagine that. Never been there.
These are the Pokots.
Pokots?
Yes.
Jambo mzee.
You say Karam no man. No, you say Karam.
Karam.
Au Poisho. Poisho. And then you say they all say Poisho kwa.
Kusema hi ni kusema aje?
Hi. Poisho kwa.
Poisho. Ama anasema
hiyo Poisho.
Wewe unajua? Ujapiga ya? Hadi ulipiga hapa sana hii mlima.
You'll see.
Okay. So, pleasure bro. Bye. Nangurumisha. Nangurumisha. Hiyo imeki. Wacha nikirudi. Narudia hapa.
Anajua kama utabaki ama
Haya. Bye. So I was stopped aggressively by some couples mining that place. there are several cops along the road, so I said instead of just passing, it's always good to at least get to know the reason why a police is stopping. The police officer is asking you to stop, but apparently there's nothing big. The guy is a lover, he loves VWs, so old VWs, not new ones. So he was just admiring the car. I thought maybe he was going to warn me about something bad happening at the front or anything of that sort, because this place we are at a hotbed of bandits. These guys here, this is where all the bandit activities take place. So we are just praying to have a safe drive, have no drama. I don't want to end up being seen on the TV for wrong reasons, or I'm just hoping to finish this then get back to Nairobi. So far so good. This is I don't know the name of the river, but I suppose it's Kainuk River because we are entering Kainuk, and it's quite big. It's quite big. This one, I don't know if it's one of those seasonal rivers that are usually dry when it's dry, and wet when extremely full when it rains. So this is the old bridge. Wow, interesting. So I won't waste more time. Push forward, push forward. Onekana, enda mbele. Enda huko mbele. Enda mbele. Umeona? Umeona unaonekana?
Leta kamurio kajaba. Ekana kaudi. Ayi video nyote. Kita ngarin. Ekani. Ego wali.
Haya, bye.
Chakula.
Tumemaliza.
Chakula tu.
Haya. Wow, interesting. So one advice is coming all the way here, always carry water. Just a few kilometers to Lodwar town. Let's say probably 10 or 15. I've had several breakdowns. My car was overflowing, just dumping fuel down into the intake. So all of a sudden the car just went off. So I got myself to a roadblock, a policeman roadblock, and I tinkered with the car a little bit. And in the process, I realized I was out of fuel. So my full tank car, people tend to say, you know, they consume badly, they are not efficient. But on a long stretch with this 1600 engine, having consumed that much, I'll just put the calculation on the screen. I wasn't good at math. So 43 liters going for almost 630 kilometers. It's a good deal. Personally, I'll take it because my 3.5 BMW tends to consume way bad than that, so I can't complain. Either way, the plan is to either get to Eliye Springs if the time will allow us. But while just chatting with the cops, they told me the worst place you can find yourself on this stretch is basically the area after Kainuk. But where we are currently, even if it gets to whatever time in the night, you can just cruise. Then the other thing they told me to note is that when you are traveling, let's say you are approaching Kainuk, and by chance you are not meeting or coming across any car that is traveling to the opposite direction, then you are better off just parking on the side and making a phone call. I've been told as well today the police encountered a group of bandits. There's a chance that there are some casualties today. And from the way they were saying that the Pokot are likely to retaliate. So I hope that should not happen, but if it happens, I should already have left this place. So far so good. I'm almost a few minutes to Lodwar town, but I'm thinking of pushing all the way to the lake. This place called Eliye Springs. So wish me luck. Morning. It's day 3, and we are in Lodwar. So the plan was to go all the way to Eliye, but I didn't find it being the right move because I arrived in the evening, so I prefer to just look for a place to sleep within the town, then wake up the following day so that I can go all the way to Eliye. On the internet, or people who've done similar trips, they were recommending 4x4s. Anything that is 4x4, they say it's possible to go all the way to Eliye. And as you guys know, the car that we are using, it's not a 4x4. It's an old car. I mean, they recommend 4x4s. We don't have that one. So I bet we'll just put our driving skills to use. Then find a way to get ourselves there, because there's lots of sand, can easily get stuck. But now it all goes down to my driving skills. Will I make it, or will I fail? So that's one thing that I'm not sure of. But Lodwar town is hot. Oh, I'm prepared for that. It's really hot. Anyway, so I decided to take this guy to get a quick shower. No, there's a lot of that from all the way from Nairobi. It doesn't make any sense, but it's better look clean. Anyway, so here we are. Gari inaoshwa, then ikishamaliza kuoshwa, can possibly start the trip to Eliye Springs. Eliye Springs is on the shores of Lake Turkana. So let's see how things will unfold. We have finished getting cleaned. Now we heading to Eliye Springs. It's the same road that goes to Lokichogio, Juba. Juba is in South Sudan. So we're just gonna head straight up to Eliye Springs. So this is how the road looks. Roadtrip has really improved on the road network, and the roads are clean, well maintained in almost every aspect. Unlike in places like, okay, I'm not gonna mention, but this is the route that goes all the way to Kakuma, all the way to Sudan, South Sudan. But so far we are going to Eliye. Eliye it is. Just left the tarmac highway back there. We are doing around 50 kilometers off-road. So this is just the beginning. So, I've never been to such a dry place. This place is dry, and we're not even not yet half the journey there. Just in the middle of nowhere. Just nothing. Hey, this place is dry. So, if you embark on such a journey, advise you get yourself some, just to keep yourself with water, lots of it. So far, the car is performing just fine. I'm even amazed. The place I almost put stuck in the sand. Lots of sand. All the wheels were buried. The driving wheels at the rear are just doing nothing apart from burying themselves down. So I just used some of the skills. So for now, I'm just gonna let this guy pass because he's been giving me a lot of pressure. The place is hot as well, but there's a nice breeze. So if you can easily remove your t-shirt because no one is wearing any. So I'm lost. The phone is not working. I'm trying to, I had to reset the apps, but apparently now there is no any reception, so I can't even load the maps afresh. So you find yourself here, you are better off just downloading the offline maps. Once you have the offline maps, you are good to go. So I can see some guys over there with the goats, so I think I'm just gonna run towards them to ask for directions, since I don't want to get lost anymore, because I don't know which road to follow. So we've just lost power. The car just went off. When I put the key on, there's nothing. So just going to double check. But we're not far away from Eliye. So I've just realized the problem, and as you can see, our negative terminal has just come off, so we have to figure out how to sort that out. So let me just get right into it. We are back in business. So as you can see, the electronics are back on. Let us just go straight to the beach. As you can see, there's a lot of sand. Even the car is struggling. So before you come here, ensure you have a proper car. Or if you're gonna use a smaller car than like this one, ensure that it's proper equipped to handle such situations. Because there's a lot, and I mean a lot of sand. Speak of the devil, we are stuck. So as you can see, the sand is bad. My tires are already sunk in, so I think I'm just gonna air them down a little and try, but it's not moving. It's literally just stuck. That's why it's scooping a lot of sand still. All that. So it turns out the chassis is already sitting down on the sand, so that's why I don't have much traction. So I've not attempted to try it and drive it out of that, hole, but it's just a mess. So I've just said, let me grab some sugarcane and go back to fix that problem when I'm well refreshed. I'm here chilling with some of my new friends. Naitwa nani? Joe Flax. Hey, nah. Michael. So I'm just chilling here with Joe Flax and Michael. Waniambia kuna fish mingi sana, so tutakula hiyo fish, ndio? I don't think it could have been much harder. Oh. This is the most difficult section, so I'm not going to stop at all. I'm going to give it more beans. This is worse. If I get stuck here, there is a chance I might not leave this place. So we just need that momentum. Yeah, finally. Oh, finally. I can feel this trip has taken a toll on my suspension, but I cannot stop to check or get to know where the noise is coming from until I get to Eliye. Well, signs of Eliye. Oh, well, here's the lake. Interesting. Finally. There's lots of kids running just to see the bug. Finally at Eliye. Jambo mkubwa. Na pako wapi?
Hapo.
Oh, hapo.
Kwa kivuli hapo.
Kwa kivuli? Sawa, asante. Okay, this is the beach side. I haven't been here yet, but I've been advised you can swim. Of course, this lake is notorious for having a lot of crocodiles, but not on this side. Chief, this side mtu anaweza ogelea? Mtu anaweza ogelea? Hapa. Oh, hapa ni sawa? Hakuna crocodiles ama nini? Oh, sawa, asante. So there are no crocodiles, and interesting. And like as usual, people tend to go to Mombasa for them to have such an experience, but you can still do it in Lodwar. You have a nice setup, and just rest on this bed. Naweza tulia hapo hivyo ukiwa na stress yako. I'm even tempted to give it a try. Yeah. Oh, well, some can give you a well-deserved rest. I think I should sleep here. All that. Okay. So there's more to that. This side, this is where the boat dock. So if you want to go for a boat ride, there are guys that can sort you out. They're just on site. Okay, so guys, I'm at Eliye Springs. As you had seen, I arrived some few hours back, and the place is just amazing. It's just beautiful. And by good chance, or by chance, we've met I just met the owner of the place, and I thought maybe he could give us one or two things about how the place came to be and all that. So, okay, so this is what is the name again? Sorry.
My name is Rolf. Rolf Klar. I'm from Swiss origin.
Oh, you're Swiss? Interesting.
But I have been in Kenya since 1996, I think.
1996? I think I was 3 years old. Yeah, I was 3. I was born, yes, but around 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah. So why Kenya?
So I traveled in Kenya since 1976. Yearly, every year.
Every year since 1976.
And I organized some tours. They were called Africa Adventure Tours. Just with some, not professional, in the holidays. I was a secondary school teacher.
Oh, okay.
So in the holidays, most of the time I went to Kenya, to a few other places in Africa. And you know, when you come as a Mzungu to Africa, either you hate it or you love it.
Yeah, two things.
There is nothing in between.
No.
So I loved it. And people promised me when I was still in Switzerland, you will end up in Africa, before I even knew. They said, the way I see you, you will end. And here I am.
Can you briefly just tell us on how Eliye came to be? The name Eliye, the place, how was it before you came here?
You know, that hotel is initially a very old hotel. But the former owner, which was a German,
the
died.
Former owner of the place?
Yeah,
okay.
He died.
Oh, sorry.
And then the place was deserted.
Oh.
And the remaining stuff, they removed everything.
Oh.
So when I came, I didn't find any roof. I rarely found two stones of each other. No pipes, no toilets, no chair, totally nothing. It was just really a ruin. It was a ruin. So that's how I met it 2006. And then because of the place itself and because of the spring, which is drinking water quality, which is just here.
There's a spring.
So I got interested. So I could lease the land eventually and started working. I didn't know really what to do at the beginning, but I came up with these unique bomas. I had 7 of them.
Well, I've had some good time. Enjoy sun. So I guess it's time to just dip myself in the water. Don't forget this is fresh water. So better than salt water. There we go. If you've made it all the way up to here, I just want to say thank you. So far, we made it. Eliye Springs is just an interesting place in my own opinion. It has got nice people, nice company. The owner, Mr. Roach, is just an interesting guy and very welcoming, down to earth, and he knows how to treat his visitors and guests. So, did the car make it? Yes, it did. Did we have some breakdowns along the way? Well, plenty. But of course, it's a 50-year-old car, and there are always things that come up along the way that you have to figure them in one way or the other. So, can you do it? Yes, definitely you can do it. Because if a 50 or a 50-year-old car made it, then you don't have a reason for you not to do such a thing. Take your time off once in a while and just fuel up the rig and go. You can even use public means if it's possible, but just once in a while, it's totally worth it. So can I do this again? Definitely. I can do this over and over, but probably with more company and friends and family maybe. So I can recommend this place. I'm just chilling here with my beer, just one, just to So adventure road trip is basically a heaven that we car lovers tend to confide in. It's not a place to show off or to show people who we are in the society, but to just just connect to the the machine and have great adventures. My way might not entirely mean that it's the best way to enjoy, but there are some things or some risks I've taken that I wouldn't advise anyone to do it the way I've done it, because just a lot of things, a lot of rules that I might have broken. But there's something interesting about illegal freedom. I'm not advertising for anyone or advocating for anyone to do anything that is not by the rules, but you can still enjoy yourself in your own way. So can you enjoy your company? You can do it. If I did it, I can definitely do it. So I'm just gonna put an end to the video here, and I hope you did like this video, because my main concern or my main aim was just to encourage people to travel. Doesn't necessarily have to be a similar place, doesn't necessarily have to be far, but just once in a while, take your time off and ring that bell. Ring that bell, take some few clothes, just and have a proper adventure. Because in most cases, adventures that are or trips that are planned, they don't really bring much. But those ones that you rarely plan, those ones that you just think about it, plan for some few days, those are the ones that gives you the most. So the car survived. It's still in good shape. I have a lot of kilometers to cover all the way back, but I won't record that because I picked up so many places along the way. So I do hope you really liked this video. If you did, kindly give us a thumbs up, like, give us a comment on what you think, or what we should have done better, or how we should have done it.